So recently I've been wondering what the rarest block in Minecraft is. I watched some videos, but I never felt like any of them had a satisfying answer. So instead of focusing on just one block, let's answer that question by looking at a few potential candidates. Deep-State Diamond Ore is the go-to rare block, even though it isn't actually that rare, since there's multiple veins of it per chunk. Regular Stone Diamond Ore is a bit rarer though, as it only generates above Deep State level, but below Y15, which is the area where diamonds generate the least. But if we're talking ores, Ancient Debris might actually be rarer, as it only generates 1 vein per chunk and only yields up to 3 debris per vein. At this point I should mention that I'm focusing on naturally generated blocks, which excludes netherite blocks. Don't worry though, if we look at non-naturally generated blocks, there are rarer blocks anyways, including one that I will get into a bit later. The rarest ore by far has to be Deep State Emerald Ore though. Emerald ore by itself is pretty rare, but the lower you get into the world, the rarer it becomes, similar to these two. The thing that makes it the rarest ore is the fact that it only generates in mountain biomes. Another block which people consider to be rare is the snowy grass block. This grass block has a grey texture on the top and generates when snow is placed on grass. Small problem, that happens all the time. There are thousands of those grass blocks in this shot alone. Being able to see the top texture makes it rare, but that doesn't have anything to do with the block itself. If anything, it's a rare generation quirk, but not a rare block. If we're talking about blocks that are rare because of NBT data, let's take a look at this, the quintuple pig spawner. This strange construct will generate if a buried treasure is generated on top of the spawner. This will place 5 spawners around it to bury the chest. However, the spawners lose their NBT data in that process, which defaults them to a pig spawner. This process is incredibly rare and can only happen in above ground mineshafts that can be found in badland biomes. So pig spawners are rare, but if we include the data of the block to determine the rarest block, end city chests with very specific loot would be rarer, as they contain iron and diamond armor and tools with random enchantments, which can generate in different slots. Finding the same chest twice is incredibly rare. Perhaps even rarer than pig spawners. But what if we ignore NBT data? What if we focus solely on the type of block? We went pretty much as far as we could when it comes to generation features with Deep State Emerald Ore. But what about structures? Structures like villages, igloos and mineshafts can sometimes spawn with unique blocks. One example would be the 9 TNT that spawn in every desert temple. But those structures are pretty common, so what about ancient cities? Well, they have 2 unique blocks, Reinforced Deep State, which spawns in a giant rectangle in the center, and Skeleton Skulls, which is definitely the rarer of the two. The problem here is that you get multiple of either per ancient city. So what about Dragon Skulls, which aren't even guaranteed to spawn in an end city, as not all of them come with an end chip? Well, we are definitely going in the right direction, but there's one similar case with a much rarer block. Woodland mansions generate extremely rarely in roofed forests, but even then there are only 2 very rare rooms that have a single diamond block inside of them, making them one of the rarest naturally occurring blocks in the game. However, as the world in Minecraft is pretty big, there are still millions of woodland mansions out there. But the same can't be said about 2 specific blocks. The first one is the dragon egg. You only get 1 egg upon killing the ender dragon, which makes it the rarest block in the game, except it technically doesn't naturally generate, as you need to kill the dragon first. In that case, there's only 1 more block left that spawns a limited number of times per world. That block is the end portal frame. You only get 128 strongholds per world, containing 12 end portal frames each, which means that every single Minecraft world is limited to 1536 of these extremely rare blocks. So in conclusion, I still have no idea what the rarest block is. Sure, end portal frames are rare, but they're easy to find. Hell, there's an item with the main purpose of telling you where to find them. Same goes for the dragon egg. So are diamond blocks the rarest block? Well no, you can craft them pretty easily. Netherite blocks then? Pig spawners? End city chests? I think the only takeaway here is that there's no objective answer, and it's all a matter of defining what makes a block rare. So let me know what you think the rarest block in the game is, because at this point I'm more confused than before I started looking into this. Anyways, I hope to see you again next time. Goodbye.